Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Reflux Revolution podcast. I'm Molly Pelletier, registered dietitian specializing in reflux, founder of Flora Nutrition, and a former GERD sufferer myself. If you're new here, this is the podcast where we break down the science of reflux, GERD, LPR, digestion, so you can actually understand what's happening in your body and what to do about it. Today, we're talking about something I get asked constantly: supplements for LPR. Specifically, which ones help, and more importantly, why they help at a tissue and enzyme level. Because if you have LPR, laryngopharyngeal reflux, also known as silent reflux, you already know that most of the standard reflux advice sometimes doesn't apply to you. And this includes supplement advice. So let's get into it. Before we talk about a single supplement, I want you to understand the mechanism because this changes everything about how you approach LPR. Here's what I hear from my clients all the time. They come to me and say, I've taken the antacids, I've taken the PPI, I cut out tomatoes, coffee, citrus, I'm sleeping on a wedge, and I still wake up every single morning clearing my throat, feeling like something is stuck in my throat, hoarseness. I still have like a globus sensation and difficulty swallowing sometimes. And I get it, I really do, because most people don't realize that LPR and GERD are not exactly the same condition. They have some overlap, and a lot of people have both, but the mechanism is a little bit different. And when the mechanism is different, the supplement strategy can also vary. In LPR, the primary offender is not acid alone, it's actually pepsin. Pepsin is a digestive enzyme in your stomach that breaks down proteins that can travel upwards with reflux. And when reflux becomes proximal, meaning it comes into the throat, this pepsin can actually embed into the tissues of the larynx and the throat area. And here's what makes LPR so persistent and also sometimes very unpredictable is that pepsin embeds in this laryngeal tissue and can sit there. And when you eat or drink anything mildly acidic or, have a carbonated beverage that can trigger reflux, this pepsin can reactivate with acidic environments. And it can restart this inflammation cycle in your throat even when you're not actively refluxing. This is why acid suppression often fails for LPR. Randomized controlled trials have shown that PPIs are not more effective than a placebo when it comes to LPR symptoms because you can lower acid production all day long. But if pepsin is sitting in the tissue, this inflammation cycle continues. So any supplement strategy for LPR needs to address three things: pepsin buffering, mucosal repair, and barrier integrity at the lower esophageal level. These are the targets, and we'll walk through together exactly what works. Starting with my top favorite, Alginate therapy. This is one of my go-to recommendations, and it works on a completely different principle than most reflux supplements. Alginates come from seaweed, and they form a physical raft that sits at the top of the stomach and the base of the esophagus to create like a physical raft barrier that blocks reflux from moving upwards. This raft acts like a mechanical blocker, reducing the number of reflux episodes that reach your larynx. This is a physical intervention, not a chemical one, meaning it does not impact the way you digest food. It just reduces contact time between pepsin-filled reflux contents, or also known as refluxate, and your throat tissue. And the timing really, really matters. We want to take this after meals and before bed to protect you. My top favorite alginate is Reflux Raft. This one is the best ingredients and is an excellent choice if you're looking to reduce like added ingredients that might be in other alginates. So this is my favorite. I will link it down below. Systematic reviews and meta-analyses have shown time and time again that alginate therapy is effective for reflux symptoms and LPR. So many of our clients use this and have found a lot of relief from them. The second class of supplements that I would consider when it comes to LPR are slippery elm and DGL. These are two mucilaginous herbs that support mucosal integrity and protect the lining of the esophagus and the laryngeal tissue. So when mucosa has been compromised by repeated pepsin exposure, it becomes more vulnerable to further damage and can be a cycle. Slippery elm and DGL both promote mucus secretion along the GI tract lining, not like mucus in terms of postnasal drip mucus, but on the GI tract surface, which kind of creates this healing barrier to protect from acid and damage. So this is supporting your tissue's ability to protect itself. Slippery elm and DGL are also very powerful anti-inflammatories, so very, very helpful to reduce the inflammation that's happened from repeated reflux. Supplement number 3 is zinc carnosine. Zinc carnosine has a specific affinity for damaged mucosal tissue. It actually concentrates at sites of injury, where it protects cells, reduces inflammatory signaling, and helps stabilize damaged tissue so it can regenerate. I remember using zinc in my burn patients at the hospital with wounds because it really has this amazing ability to help rebuild tissue, and has an incredible role in terms of gastrointestinal mucosal disease. So in the context of LPR, where pepsin has been degrading laryngeal mucosa, zinc carnosine helps to rebuild this protective barrier. And this is actually why we created Sequoia Soothe, our 4-in-1 mucosal support blend. We combined slippery elm, DGL, zinc carnosine, and L-glutamine in the clinical dosages we use with our one-on-one clients here at Flora. So instead of buying 4 separate bottles and trying to figure out dosaging on your own, you can get a 4-in-1 formula with high quality ingredients in the amounts that actually are therapeutic. If you want to learn more about it, the link is down below. Okay, last one surprises a lot of people, and when I posted about it, I got so many questions, and this is fiber, specifically psyllium husk or soluble fiber. I love talking about it because now there's really strong evidence to back it up. So psyllium is a type of soluble fiber, and it forms a viscous gel in the upper GI tract. It can also support motility, meaning if you're constipation prone, it helps move things along, which is really important because constipation is a major driver of reflux. There's a study that came out by Rana and colleagues in 2025 that showed people with LPR did much better. They had 82% symptom resolution with both the PPI and Psyllium Husk. So I'll explain. They studied 505 patients with confirmed LPR over 16 weeks. There were 3 groups: PPI alone, PPI plus prokinetics, which is a motility medication, and then PPI plus Psyllium Husk. The results showed that the PPI plus Psyllium Husk group had 82% symptom resolution. PPI plus prokinetics had 75%, and the PPI alone actually had 65%, which is more than typical studies. But the reflux symptom index dropped by an average of 9.7 points in the Psyllium group, which is statistically significant advantage across every single outcome from this addition of fiber. So I think the takeaway from this is that we really want to make sure we are getting enough fiber. You don't necessarily have to add a fiber supplement, but you can consider this if you're not meeting your fiber needs, because it can help with the viscosity of the stomach contents and prevent them from moving upward, and also can buffer acidity in the stomach. So last one, actually, very last one that I want to talk to you about is one that people often think about as just a sleep supplement, and this is melatonin. Melatonin is fascinating, and there's some great research on it for reflux. It actually plays a direct role in protecting the upper digestive tract. And this is why it's gaining attention for conditions like LPR and reflux conditions. Melatonin has both antioxidant and mucosal protective effects. It helps defend against oxidative damage and supports tissue healing. Not only this, but it can help to tone the lower esophageal sphincter at night so it closes better and prevent nocturnal reflux. So there have been multiple randomized controlled trials found that supplementing melatonin can help improve reflux symptoms. More importantly, it targeted some of these root mechanisms behind the reflux. It increased lower esophageal sphincter tone, reduced acid output, and raised the pH of the esophagus, which is so, so cool. So melatonin is not a replacement for a full protocol. It's not a cure-all. None of these are. But as an adjunct, especially for people with nighttime reflux, stress-related reflux, or persistent throat irritation, these can be really meaningful additions. So we've covered 5 supplements: Alginate therapy, slippery Elm DGL, Zinc Carnosine, Psyllium Husk, and Melatonin. Each one targets a specific piece of the LPR puzzle: pepsin buffering, mucosal repair, barrier formation, motility support, LES pressure. But here's what I really want you to know. None of these are a standalone fix. Not one. Supplements are one layer of a multi-layered approach, and this is what gets people results. When we work with a client at Flora, we don't just hand someone a supplement list. We layer these into a protocol that also addresses nervous system regulation, dietary strategies, breathing mechanics, sleeping position, meal timing, all of the root contributors working together. Because this is what gets people healing. This is what moves the needle. In each person's architecture, each person's body works a little bit differently, depending on their presentation, their history, their symptoms. And the question is not whether supplements belong in your LPR healing phase. They really do. The question is, are you using them correctly? Are you targeting the right mechanisms in the right forms at the right time? If you're sitting there kind of ordering random supplements, trying different things, following on and off a protocol, this hopefully gave you some clarity on the ones that matter the most and why they matter. So if you need a personalized supplement plan, if you need personalized support, this is the work we do at Flora, and I will put the link down below for you to learn more. All right, that's our episode today. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of what supplements actually help LPR, and more importantly, why they work at a tissue and enzyme level. If this episode was helpful, share it with someone who's dealing with LPR. Send it to a friend who's been struggling with throat clearing or hoarseness or globus, because information is empowering, information matters, and the more people who understand LPR, the further that we go all together and the better outcomes that we're going to see. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, small hinges swing big doors. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. The information shared on this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, diet change, or making changes to your treatment plan. Your health is unique, and your care should be too.